Some big news coming in. AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi in Bengaluru. Woman protester raises pro-Pakistan slogans. The protester detained by cops taken to Upparpet Police Station. This is the big news that we are currently tracking. AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi is in Bengaluru. And a woman protester raised pro-Pakistan slogans. And the protester has been detained by the cops, who was then taken to Upparpet Police Station. According to sources, ruckus broke out during Owaisi's visit at Freedom Park in Bengaluru when a woman shouted Pakistan Zindabad slogans. Now, the woman was taken into custody by police. The AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi joined protesters at Freedom Park in Bengaluru.
Pakistan Zindabad. One second. 1 minute.
No, you cannot say that. What are you saying? No, you cannot say that. No, you cannot
One
say
second.
that. You cannot say that. No, you cannot say that.
One second.
You cannot say that.
Hindustan Zindabad. Hindustan.
नहीं आप नहीं बोल सकते आप नहीं बोल सकते
Hindustan Zindabad. Hindustan Zindabad.
हिंदुस्तान जिंदाबाद
नहीं बोल सकते मैडम आप हिंदुस्तान जिंदाबाद मैडम आप नहीं
1
बोल
minute.
सकते हो
हिंदुस्तान जिंदाबाद.
हिंदुस्तान जिंदाबाद
1 minute. मुझे दिया है ना,
हिंदुस्तान जिंदाबाद
मैं बात करूंगी. हिंदुस्तान जिंदाबाद. डिफरेंस.
Well, these were the dramatic scenes witnessed at Freedom Park when this woman allegedly raised pro-Pakistan slogans and Asaduddin Owaisi along with his supporters tried to snatch away the mic. But later, the woman started shouting pro-India slogans. These were the scenes witnessed at Freedom Park during Owaisi's visit to extend support to the Anti-Citizenship Amendment Act protesters just a couple of minutes back. The woman was then taken to Upparpet Police Station. The cops detained her after she made pro-Pakistan slogans on stage during the address in Freedom Park, while Asaduddin Owaisi, the AIMIM chief, was also present on the occasion. Well, these were the dramatic scenes that were witnessed when Asaduddin Owaisi visited Freedom Park to extend his support to the Anti-Citizenship Amendment Act protesters, where a woman on stage raised a pro-Pakistan slogan. For more on this, I'm being joined in by my colleague Adarsh. Adarsh, could you tell us more about this particular incident which transpired at Freedom Park earlier today?
Intense visuals indeed. Bottom line, that really is the case. Deepak, Freedom Park again has been a focal point for the kind of anti-CAA protests, and in the latest, you've been having several important leaders from across really stepping into Bengaluru and voicing and standing by the anti-CAA protesters as well. Today we had AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi marking his presence at the Freedom Park, which is when you had this woman identified as Amulya, who came to the stage, who had the mic, and she started raising pro-Pakistan slogans, Pakistan Zindabad slogans, and shockingly enough, she did get a little bit of response, especially from a couple of people from behind her. But nonetheless, the moment she raised those slogans, the organizers quickly came and ensured that the mic is snatched away from the woman in question. Even you can see Asaduddin Owaisi himself raising a strong objection to the fact that the woman in question was raising pro-Pakistan slogans. But despite the objection and despite the clear agony and anger that the people around her had, she continued with her pro-Pak slogans in an absolute unabashed manner. And there you go. That's her doing it over and over again. And which is when eventually, looking at the kind of situation and looking at the kind of ire that she was facing at that point in time, she went ahead and raised Hindustan Zindabad slogans as well. So that almost seemed like too little, too late, given the fact that she started off raising pro-Pakistan slogans, but realizing the intensity, she in a sense stepped down by saying, "All right, Hindustan Zindabad too." So that is exactly what it it really sounded like. But eventually she was quickly taken by the police officers present at the spot, and she was quickly taken to the Upparpet Police Station, and the mic was also snatched. Obviously, this particular woman is identified as Amulya, and of course this particular meeting was to really speak about the Anti-Citizenship Amendment Act wave that has really, in a sense, engulfed the entire nation. So, in fact, Asaduddin Owaisi himself had reacted to this incident. He said that had I known such incidents would have taken place, I wouldn't have come here in the first place. So that's the kind of reaction that Owaisi himself had put out, and he, in fact, also went ahead and said that protests are completely different from pro-Pakistan sloganeering. You can go ahead and protest against something, but you cannot raise pro-Pak slogans. That's the kind of line that Owaisi has, in fact, maintained post this particular incident. He also affirmed that we are all Indians and will remain so, come what may. So that's the kind of line that Owaisi himself has told. So it is absolutely appalling that you have an incident like this really taking place. And we also have an input, a small bit of information from one of the organizers. The organizers are clearly trying to deflect the whole situation. They are saying that the organizers are claiming that they do not know who this person is, and they do not know how she has come there, and there are some unknown people behind this whole happening. That's what the organizers are claiming. Now that in itself is a huge anomaly, given the fact that if the organizers are claiming that they do not know who she is, how is it that she's able to occupy that stage? How is it that there's a mic in her hand? And how is it that she's able to raise pro-Pak slogans if the organizers do not know her? So completely there is something amiss. Only a thorough investigation would really throw more light on who she is, under whose instructions she has come, and who has really gone ahead and brainwashed her. Why is it that you have slogans such as this really doing the rounds at this point in time? So a lot really to be discussed about, but yes, very shocking coming in from Freedom Park. We've seen so many protests in the city, but none taking such a turn. So, such a thing happening, and Owaisi himself objecting to it is again self-explanatory. So he's clearly drawn a line between what is a protest and what is something that this particular woman has done, Amulya has done, raising pro-Pakistan slogans. The two are entirely different, and that has been set apart by none other than Owaisi himself, Deepak.
Right, Adarsh, along with that, just a few seconds before the mic was snatched away from her, she was trying to make a comparison between the two slogans she raised. Is there more information on that, Adarsh?
At this point in time, the moment she raised pro-Pakistan slogans, obviously sitting here in Bengaluru, you cannot simply get away. So even if she did have a larger point to make, she simply did not do it the right way. And the moment those words came on her lips, she was immediately get out by the people around her. She was immediately obstructed by the people around her. So even if you may be suggesting that there was something more than what meets the eye, it is simply not the way to go about it. While what we saw towards the end was she saying, "All right, Hindustan Zindabad" as well. That is nothing but consolatory at this point in time. So it remains to be seen if she had a larger agenda in mind, or if it was really planned in such a manner. So it remains to be seen as to how the investigation really pans out going forward, Deepak.
Right, Adarsh, thank you for joining us with all those details. Meanwhile, Asaduddin Owaisi has also reacted about the incident. Let's listen in.
1 second. Hindustan Zindabad. Pakistan Zindabad.
ऑर्गेनाइजर्स को चाहिए था कि ऐसे लोगों को यहां पर दावत नहीं देना चाहिए था। अगर मुझे मालूम होता कि इस तरह की बात कही जाएगी तो मैं इस जलसे में आता ही नहीं था। यह सवाल ही पैदा नहीं होता। हमारी पूरी लड़ाई भारत को बचाने के लिए है, और कोई आकर यहां पर हमारे दुश्मन मुल्क के बारे में नारे लगाएगा, हम उसको कंडेम करते हैं और मुर्दाबाद के नारे लगाएंगे। हमारे लिए भारत जिंदाबाद है, भारत जिंदाबाद रहेगा। हमारा कोई मतलब ही नहीं है पाकिस्तान से हमको, और जो पाकिस्तान के नारे लगा रहे हमारा उनसे कोई ताल्लुक नहीं, हम कंडेम करते हैं उसको।
That was the AIMIM chief saying that he wouldn't have attended the event if he knew that these kind of statements and these kind of slogans would be raised during the event which he is currently attending.